Welcome back to Travel to Places. We visited St. Lucia, South Africa, and we'll show you everything you need to know and definitely shouldn't miss. From lost hippos at night to a self-driving safari in Isimangaliso Wetland Park, the dunes of Cape Vidal to an elephant trek in Hluhluwe-Imfolozipark, and from a chameleon night tour to a hippo and croc boat safari. Located on the east coast of South Africa, next to the border of Mozambique, lies the village of St. Lucia. Known for its huge hippo population and convenient location between several nature parks, St. Lucia is the perfect home base to stay for a few nights. With one of the most beautiful beaches in South Africa, located between two completely different ecosystems, lies Cape Vidal. Within 10 minutes, we drove to the Sugarloaf Craft Market, where we parked our car. From here, we walked straight to the beach on the estuary boardwalk within a few 100 meters. The warning signs shows that you can easily encounter some hippos and crocodiles, so watch out. When we arrived at the beach, we could feel the strong wind that is often present here. We were almost sandblasted. But we really enjoyed the beautiful walk and can definitely recommend this because the scenery is absolutely amazing. So pay close attention to the strong current. And if you go for a swim, be careful where you put your towel. Before you know, the water will reach the dunes. We walked this beach for more than an hour, but it was time to go back because the tide was coming in. But we could easily walk here for more hours because, again, the scenery is absolutely amazing and always changing because of the wind and the different tides. In the evening, St. Lucia is visited by dozens of hippos searching for grass. A very special experience. But be careful. At night, get your car, drive down the streets, and look for some lawns. But never walk in the dark because hippos can be very aggressive and territorial. Did you know the hippo is the world's deadliest large land mammal, killing an estimated 500 people per year in Africa? Our next stop, the Isimangaliso Wetland Park, is a unique park, and it has an extremely rich biodiversity. It is much greener than most other parks in South Africa. You will find many different ecosystems in a fairly small area. Think of large sandy beaches, coral reefs, savanna and swamps, all close to each other. And it's the only place in the world where the world's biggest land mammals like the rhino and elephant share an ecosystem with the world's largest marine mammal, the whale. It can be seen from the coast from May to December, but you can also book a whale and dolphin watching cruise in St. Lucia. In addition to the impressive nature, you can also spot the entire Big Five, except for the lion. The entrance to the Isimangaliso Wetland Park, Pangazi Gate, is a 10-minute drive from St. Lucia. The best fun thing is to take a self-drive through the park, but don't expect a safari like in other nature parks. And don't just drive along the main road, but also take the loops for beautiful viewpoints where you can get out of the car. While visiting the park, bring something to eat as there are no restaurants in the park. And don't forget to take your passport with you. You must show this at the entrance to the park. It is quite exciting when we leave our car in places where this is allowed. Knowing that there still will be plenty of animals walking around, we walked to the end of the path, surrounded by fences, though we arrived at a platform and viewing hut where we could spot some wildlife. After all, we felt completely safe. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, and you can leave a comment if you like. We really appreciate this. What we found the most fascinating thing to see were the dung beetles moving a ball of dung. Dung beetles can roll a ball of dung up to 50 times their own body weight. That makes this beetle the strongest animal in the world. There are also warnings in the park not to drive through mammal droppings because various species of beetles lives in the manure and they are a protected species. We liked this park so much, and we had the feeling that we had not seen everything, so we decided to go back the next morning. And we were so happy we did. We started at 6 a.m. when the gates opened, and soon we spotted a family of rhinos from a distance on the main road, so we had to check that out. We stopped our car and enjoyed the grazing rhinos as they came one step closer to another. It was so beautiful to see how calm these rhinos were, and the little one was so cute. We were so lucky that we were all alone, so we could enjoy it all by ourselves. We had booked a special chameleon tour for the evening. A guide takes you into the park to look for animals that are most active in the dark. A chameleon is hard to find during the day, but when they become active at night, they venture onto the outer branches of trees in order to hunt for insects.
It's out so fast, the Zulu chiefs tell the young boys no chameleons shoot lightning out of their mouths. And it's to stop the kids playing with the chameleons.
During this tour, we also searched for frogs and found this little guy. And they teaches us everything about the dung beetles and how important they are for the ecosystem. At the end, we were surprised by a hyena that suddenly jumped out of the bushes in front of us.
Hyena is now on the opposite side of the big game fence in the same area of park where you are staying.
St. Lucia is known for its big hippo population, and they are best viewed from a boat during a hippo and croc tour. We really enjoyed doing this. Every 2 hours, a boat leaves with a maximum of 15 people for 300 Rand per person. We took the last boat at 3 p.m., and it lasts 2 hours. In the Isimangaliso Wetland Park, you can not only spot hippos, but also crocodiles and beautiful colored birds.
For them in the water, they can swim at about 12 kilometers an hour in the water, and then on land, 23 kilometers per hour that they can run.
During this tour, we learned everything about the special area and the animals, so we were guaranteed to spot some hippos. Each family group of hippos has their own territory of about 1 kilometer, so they can be quickly found.
This word here on top, that's a Zulu word, and the meaning of it is a place of miracle and wonder, or you can say it as a wonderful sight. It is 500 people that die every year in Africa from hippo attacks. So let's say tonight you're in town, you feel a bit brave, decided you're going to take a walk to do your supper. So after supper, walking back to your accommodation, and you see a hippo in the street, the best action to take at that moment. If the hippo is one side of the road, stay on the other side. Don't take selfies with these animals. If you want to do selfie, this is the perfect place to do it from the boats.
50 minutes from St. Lucia, you will find the second oldest game park in South Africa, Hluhluwe-Imfolozi National Park. The park has a beautiful nature with a varied landscape, from hills and vast plains to forested mountains and green slopes. The main activity in Hluhluwe-Imfolozipark are the safaris. You can choose to do a self-drive safari or, like us, book a safari with a guide. It was an early start. At 5 a.m., they'll pick us up at our accommodation and transfer us to the game reserve free of charge. At 6, the gates went open, and our personal guide for the day gave us an introduction of the park before we could enter. Going on safari with an experienced ranger has many advantages. Their trained eye spots wildlife from afar in no time. You sit in an open jeep, and therefore you'll have perfect visibility. What we liked the most about the game drives was the amount of information you received about the animals. After 2 hours, we stopped at a picnic area where we had some breakfast and coffee. Short after, we drove to a mud hole where they spotted some buffaloes. When we arrived, a number of buffaloes were comfortably lying in the mud. Hluhluwe-Imfolozipark is known for Operation White Rhino. There were about 20 rhinos left when Operation White Rhino began. Now, there are more than 1,400 white and 300 black rhinos. In the afternoon, a traditional South African barbecue was waiting for us. It was nice to chit-chat with the rest of the group and one couple we became friends with. At the end, we were treated to the most spectacular view of the day. From above a hill, we saw a large elephant migration, probably heading for a pool of water. That's it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next video.